I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Good morning, everybody. Do we have a happy hangover or what? Happy hangover day. Happy, happy, happy. You guys, the best moments coming up from yesterday's inauguration. Everybody's wearing pardon pants. Everybody. Trump's executive orders, we're going to be breaking those down for you. And then also we're going to be breaking down all the liberal meltdowns. There's so much coming up on the show today. All that and like just a ton more. I think it's going to be a long.
I think it's going to be a long show.
It's going to be a long show. We have a lot to cover today. So all that and so much more. You guys make sure that you are plugged into all of our things social and otherwise. chicksontheright.com/links. Make sure that you're doing that. Also, if you have not subscribed to this podcast, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay.
What is wrong with those people?
All right. The only excuse you have for not subscribing to this podcast and clicking subscribe is if you have been dancing to the Village People with the sword, like our president did last night. So please do that. Just click the subscribe button. Do that.
Do it. There was a lot going on yesterday. I mean, you could have watched TV from the moment you got up yesterday until the moment you went to sleep, and it would have been a feast for your eyes, like every last bit of it. It was so great, everything that was going on yesterday. And so we're going to give you some highlights in case you missed some. Probably our audience will have seen much of what we're going to show today and talk about today, but we got to talk about it together, right? So we
gotta break it down. That's right. Recap.
That's right. So we're going to kick it off with just some other non-inauguration related things, because there was other stuff that was going on during the day. And the first thing is that Marco Rubio is officially the U.S. Secretary of State. There was not a single vote against him. So that is done. That is in the books. It is official.
Very cool.
Which is very cool. And the other day, I guess yesterday or the day before, Cecile Richards from Planned Parenthood died of brain cancer.
Yeah, that's pretty awful.
I did not know that was even a thing that she had.
I thought the most profound response to that was actually Obama put like a glowing thing about her. And Matt Walsh responded to Obama talking about her. And he said, "Don't worry. It was just a clump of cells."
Oh, damn.
Oh, I know. It was kind of,
oh my God.
Right.
Well,
there's that.
Yeah. Yesterday too, we had no idea what to make of what was going on with Vivek, right? Because there were he was squashing rumors and saying that there were parody accounts talking about him running for governor of Ohio. He was, still pro DOGE, and Trump was talking about him being part of DOGE. But then yesterday again, there were all of these headlines saying, no, this is official. He is out at DOGE. He's leaving to run for governor of Ohio. So I guess this is happening.
Yeah. I mean, Elon can't do this by himself. Maybe he can. It is Elon. He could probably do DOGE. What am I thinking? He probably can. He could do he can run 50 gajillion companies and then do this by himself.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to know if there's going to be somebody else that's going to be helping him do that.
There's going to be 20 people apparently.
Okay.
And we have a clip about that where because Trump talked to the press all day long. I mean, that's the wonderful thing about him, is that he just never stops being available and accessible.
Yep.
So he was asked about how that whole office is going to set up. It was actually one of the executive orders. So you'll hear him talk about that in just a little bit. But immediately, we also heard that there is going to be lawsuits. So Elon Musk's DOGE, according to the Washington Post, will be sued within minutes of Trump's inauguration, because they believe that the entire agency, for lack of a better word, is going to be challenged. Because this is what Democrats do. I mean, they cannot just leave well enough alone.
Why would they not want to save money? Like,
Well,
why would they? This is the thing. Like
exactly.
that alone should show you that you're on the right side of the aisle. Like they're suing because we want more accountability from our government. They're suing because they want more of American taxpayer money to be set on fire. I'm sorry, but WTF?
They're because they hate Elon. That's why. It has nothing to do with anything except for that. They just want to make this administration suffer.
Okay, but it does though, because the byproduct is that more of our money is going to get set on fire. So these people, it just shows you how much they hate you. They hate the American taxpayer. They don't give a crap about accountability at all. They will do everything they do is based on hating people. That's it. They don't care about it. They don't care about America. They hate America, period.
It's
remarkable.
It's already going to, things are going to, all the lawfare is just going to continue to be a thing. It's exhausting. Like I'm already exhausted thinking about it.
They're high school girls.
Mm-hmm. They absolutely are.
Yeah.
It is a new year. And if one of your resolutions, if you're a resolution kind of person, is to get better sleep, this is a way. You could maybe head over to cozyearth.com/chicks and get yourself some of the most luxurious sheets on the planet. Mm-hmm. If you use code CHICKS, you're going to get up to 40% off site-wide. And you guys know insider and follower of the Chicks, Donna Jones. She is the person who watched Ella Dog for me, so we could come and take a last look at our house being built in South Carolina. And she really helped us out of a big jam. And she also is a huge user of basically every one of our sponsors' products. And so she's done a little review on what she has from Cozy Earth.
Okay, moving back to me, my Cozy Earth. I love Cozy Earth.
She's so cute.
Sweater that I got it was either Christmas or my birthday. They're right there together. And I also, down here, I bought a Cozy Earth blanket. This is a great blanket. It's lightweight. Somewhere on here it says Cozy Earth, but I can't seem to find it at the moment. It is lightweight, there it is. Perfect for Florida weather. I also love my Cozy Earth nightshirt.
Look at the fabric.
So soft.
Yeah.
I have three of these. And the pajamas. I love their pajamas. This is like
they're the best.
Fourth color, and it's the peach. I got this for Christmas. I love this color. It's great. We also sleep on Cozy Earth sheets, and my husband, who rarely ever comments on stuff like that, said just within the last month that those sheets literally get cozier and softer with every wash.
They do.
Love the sheets.
It's true.
She's true.
Darling.
I know. She's so precious. And so you don't even have to take it from us. As you can see, you can take it from Donna, who has a bunch of their stuff. I'm in the, let me get my good leg. These are the Cozy Earth the joggers, and they're so soft. And I love them because you can wear them out into the world. They're not just at home pants. They're out in the world pants, and they look really nice and they feel so good. So check out all of the products at cozyearth.com/chicks. And don't forget to use code CHICKS because you're going to get 40% off on a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. So yesterday during the show, we found out that Biden had pardoned like the J6 people and
Fauci and all that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it got even worse because while Trump was giving his inauguration address, we learned that he pardoned his entire family, his brothers, James and Frank, along with his sister Valerie, and their spouses. If there was ever a more obvious display of guilt, I don't even know what it could be. I mean, that is crazy.
And if you're innocent, why would you accept a pardon?
Well, and I don't even know how that works. Can you decline?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can say, I don't want that. I don't need that. If I would, I mean, why couldn't you? Of course you could say, of course you could say, I don't want your stupid pardon. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't want that thrust upon me.
I didn't know if it worked like an executive order where it's just the president says you're pardoned and that's that. Like you can't unpardon yourself.
Yeah, I think you can decline it. You have to accept it. And and by accepting it, because, like I know that Crybaby in the past has been like, he
doesn't want one.
Right. He doesn't want one. Well, dude, you got it because
Mhm.
you're guilty. That just shows how guilty you are. And all these people, like Fauci included, it just shows how guilty they are of actual crimes. His family, some of these people I've never even freaking heard of.
I know. That's what was absolutely incredible to me about this entire thing is that he was pardoning freaking in-laws. Like what?
Right. So that just shows you they are an absolute crime family. They have been
Mhm.
doing some shady shit over the past couple of years. I mean, 15 minutes before Trump does this speech, Trump didn't even know this was happening.
Because he would have said something for sure.
Which is why he did it when he did it, which is why Joe Biden did this when he did. That was by design. These people are criminals.
And it wasn't just his family. It was also a murderer. This guy, Leonard Peltier, however you say it, was convicted of murdering 2 FBI agents, and Biden commuted his life sentence. This is who he cares about, the criminals. It's always about the criminals.
And not you. Meanwhile, he's letting in murderers like across the border. And like, kids are being trafficked. 300-something thousand kids are being trafficked. Doesn't give a crap about them. These people are gross, man.
It's just vile. Mike Davis tweeted out, "Dear Republican state AGs and DAs, presidential pardons do not apply to state prosecutions."
You go, Mike.
So it's not like he was saying that they should all go after these people, but he wasn't not saying it either.
Yeah. Oh, he was totally saying it. Mike was saying it. He was like, go after him. Yeah. And I also feel like when it comes to Fauci, Rand Paul's not going to rest. It's not like he's going to stop.
Yeah. And we've got some tweets from Rand Paul about that. Yeah. The governor that immediately heeded the call of Mike Davis, who do you think it was? If you had to guess out of all the governors, who would have heeded the call first?
That would be DeSantis.
Governor
Yeah.
DeSantis.
Yeah.
Chip Roy had tweeted, "The implication is that they needed the pardon. So let's call them all before Congress and demand the truth. If they refuse or lie, let's test the constitutional reach of these preemptive pardons with regard to their future actions." And DeSantis immediately said, "Absolutely. One of the reasons bureaucrats behave badly in the first place is because Congress has failed to wield its oversight and spending authority effectively."
Yeah. I swear, these people are scumbags.
Total scumbags, man. Just the worst of the worst.
And then they have the audacity to, like, during these hearings, to act like they have the moral authority over people.
Right.
Just shut up.
And to your point, Rand Paul, who obviously cared most about the Fauci one, said if there was ever any doubt as to who bears responsibility for the COVID pandemic, Biden's pardon of Fauci forever seals the deal. As chairman of the Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, I will not rest until the entire truth of the cover-up is exposed.
And I believe him. He won't rest until it's exposed. He's pissed, and I'm pissed too. A lot of us are pissed. That little evil troll he's just the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
He did so much. There was so much wrongdoing there. He has to be held accountable. Has to.
He responded to the fact that Biden pardoned him. And I guess he talked to Jonathan Karl from ABC and said, "I really, truly appreciate the action President Biden has taken today on my behalf. Let me be perfectly clear, John. I have committed no crime. You know that. And there are no possible grounds for any allegation or threat of criminal investigation or prosecution of me." But nowhere in that does he say, "I decline the pardon."
Right. Exactly. You're absolutely right, Mock. He's happy to take it, though. Happy to take it.
Yeah, he has no problem with it. He's super grateful. Super grateful.
I didn't do anything, but I'll take it.
Such a scumbag.
Oh, my God.
Jesse Bennell said that these pardons are actually great news. No one who was just pardoned will be able to refuse to testify in a civil, criminal, or congressional proceeding based on the Fifth Amendment. So that is a positive. Yeah. And let's just be realistic. Most of these disgusting individuals would probably have to be charged in DC, which does not convict partisan leftists.
That's very true, Jesse. Very, very true.
Excuse me. Let's take a trip down memory lane when it comes to pardons, shall we?
Let's do
Because
it.
Biden was asked about this back in the day when there was all this chitter chatter about Trump preemptively pardoning members of his own family, which, by the way, he never did. But there were all the talking heads were all up in arms about it. And so here is what Biden said about preemptive pardons or pardons of any kind back in the day.
Well, it concerns me in terms of it, what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice. You're not going to see in our administration that kind of approach to pardons.
Really? We're not going to see that. You complete lying jackhole.
Okay.
What a legacy this guy has.
Yeah. I mean, even there are some members of the liberal media who are like,
he's just a complete POS, this guy. Gross.
Absolutely gross. You guys, if you have this is not the right thing. This is not what I wanted to show you. This is what I wanted to show you.
Dogs. It's about dogs.
If you have dogs or cats or horses, you might consider looking at coatdefense.com. If any of your creatures have issues with rashes or skin irritation or itchiness, Coat Defense is the miracle cure for this. We have a testimonial from Stacy who wrote in and said, he is fixed. She says, thousands of dollars spent at the vet because my pitty, Waylon, was breaking out and itching all the time. No one could figure out why. Felt like a horrible dog mom, and my baby was miserable. He had open wounds, and all I could do was keep throwing money and trying different things. I tried this, and he was better after the first wash. She's talking about the dog shampoo. All the redness and itching is gone. We have used the daily preventative powder daily, and he has not itched once. This product saved my sanity and my pups. Thank you to the owners of this product. I highly recommend it. That is from Stacy, and it's a very good testimonial about the amazing products that you can get from coatdefense.com. Of course, when you use code CHICKS, when you check out, you will save 15% off of your entire order. And they make human products too, by the way. I love their human shampoo because it's a great daily shampoo. If you are a person that washes your hair daily, it will not strip out the oils from your scalp that you need. Amazing stuff. Coatdefense.com's code CHICKS. Let's hear from some more flashback people. Senator Schumer being one of them. He was so pissed at the possibility of Trump pardoning his own family. Here's what he said back in the day.
Intent on filling each of his remaining days in office with petulance, grievance, self-interest. The president's reportedly asking his staff about whether he can whether he can issue. President's reportedly asking his staff whether he can issue preemptive pardons for himself, his family members, Rudy Giuliani. There's a simple answer: no. No, Mr. President, that would be a gross abuse of the presidential pardon authority.
Really?
I mean, is he saying that now? Is he?
No. I assure you, he's not saying that now. In fact, he's hiding. He's like Homer Simpson, like going to the bushes. That's what he's doing now. Oh shit! God, did we say that? Yeah, that's them.
Oh my gosh! Well, Adam Schiff was asked about this recently because, of course, he's part of the J6 committee, and he was asked about a potential pardon for himself. Here's what he said.
He's also talked about prosecuting members of the January 6th committee like you. I know you said you don't want a preemptive pardon from President Biden. Is that because you think the Trump administration will not actually prosecute?
I don't know what the Trump administration will do, but it's for a couple of reasons. First, those of us on the committee are very proud of the work we did. We were doing vital, quintessential oversight of a violent attack on the Capitol.
Yes.
So I think it's unnecessary. But second, the precedent of giving blanket pardons, preemptive blanket pardons on the way out of an administration, I think is a precedent we don't want to set.
And you've communicated that to the President Biden?
Communicated it both publicly and privately to the administration.
Yes.
Really?
Well, he ignored you. Nobody cares what you think, apparently. Yeah. Okay.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. I mean, the hypocrisy is just off the charts.
is.
Here, please enjoy this montage of all kinds of talking heads saying how wrong these preemptive sorts of pardons or pardoning your own family members, how wrong that is.
Or an innocent explanation for someone to seek preemptive pardons for family members. Would you do that if you knew you were innocent and just worried about outside forces?
The answer to that is going to be no. If you haven't done anything wrong, you sit there and go, what do you need a preemptive pardon for?
If he pardons people preemptively, he's essentially telling the public that these people have committed crimes. And we may not be aware of what they are, but the pardon is clear evidence that crimes have been committed.
First off, we should just take a deep breath and acknowledge the audacity of a president who's so clearly concerned about his own criminal culpability and that of his family members that pardons are a major obsession with him.
The idea of a kind of prospective pardon, this sort of permanent federal get-out-of-jail-free card, that seems to be what we're talking about in the case of this, right, with Giuliani and his 3 eldest children who, as far as we know, have not been convicted of a crime. Maybe they've committed a lot. And they don't want to face action. I don't know. It's weird. I wouldn't ask for a pardon. I don't think I deserve one because I don't think I've done anything criminal. But like, where does that come from? That concept that you can just kind of wave your magic pardon wand.
The president does indeed pardon, let's say, Rudy Giuliani or any members of his family. Would you see that, and I asked Preet Bharara this question, as essentially an admission of guilt?
I certainly would view it that way. I think millions of Americans would view it that way. If there was no belief in criminality, why would he think a pardon was necessary?
Is that a thing? Preemptive blanket pardons? I mean, I haven't heard about this since like Monopoly with a get out of jail free card.
Trump has discussed with advisors whether to grant preemptive pardons. What does that say? That he wants to excuse them for things before anybody's even saying there's an investigation.
President Trump, as he winds down his last few weeks in office, is considering preemptive pardons. What a mess. More as we know.
So we're saying that some of the president's inner circle, well, they're telling him that it would be perfectly fine to pardon his family and other associates preemptively, even though they haven't been charged with any crimes. How much damage could be done to this country can he do to this country on his way out?
How much?
That's a great question.
Man, that aged like fine milk. Didn't it?
Right? I mean,
yeah, these people.
Yikes.
God, they're just, and just imagine what they're saying now. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, he had
to do it because Trump is going to do things
that
are
after him.
He's going to use lawfare. He's going to weaponize the DOJ.
I mean, can you imagine the weaponization? Oh my God. These people are they're lying hypocrites, scumbags.
Yep. Although I did see somebody tweet the best idea ever. And I do think this is something that should be taken up somehow, like whether this becomes a bill or what. I think this is absolutely right. Pardon powers should not be allowed between Election Day and Inauguration Day. You can pardon whenever you're president, like whenever you want to, except for that time period. And I agree with John Ekdahl that would get 75% plus public support because it's absolute bullshit that he did this like up to the last minute while Trump was speaking.
Yeah.
He needs to own it. He needs to face the music while he's still in office.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna.
He's not gonna. He'll never have to face anything because now he's just gonna ride off into the sunset and get a nice big fat pension that we have to pay for. What a piece of crap this guy is.
Just, oh my God.
You're welcome. You're welcome for the 50 years that we've paid you and housed you and done everything else. And now we get to pay for your retirement, you absolute piece of crap. Like, this is what we have to do that for all the crap that he's not done and all the money he set on fire and all the crap, all the criminal activity he's engaged in and the criminal activity of his family. And we have to pay for it. We're stuck with the bill, you guys. How much does that enrage you? Because it enrages me.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's infuriating.
It is.
During the inauguration festivities yesterday, I guess there were some crazy freaking liberals out in San Francisco who organized a cry fest at like the top of a mountain so that people could scream their frustrations into the air. So
Oh my God.
this is a real thing. They did it at 9 a.m. Pacific time. It was on the top of Bernal Hill.
God, I feel sorry for the animals out there. All the animals out there are like, what is wrong with these humans?
It totally reminded me of those like rubber chickens that are all like in a big grocery cart together and someone pressed all of them.
Yeah. They're just, these are adults. Or they're supposed to be.
I know, just they're such morons.
Yeah.
But if you think that this term of President Trump's is not going to be fraught with legal bullshit, you are mistaken, because look at this. We have just launched a new campaign calling for an impeachment inquiry against Donald Trump for offenses he has already committed upon taking the oath. You can access the grounds for this call at impeachtrumpagain.org. This is already established and ready to go. These people are freaking relentless psychopaths.
Go away, John.
It's just unreal, you guys. Absolutely unreal.
They are completely psycho.
Okay, we're going to get to all the festivities and all the good stuff, because yesterday was a fantastic day. It really, truly was.
It was a day of joy. And you know what I loved the most about yesterday? I felt optimism. You know?
And hope.
It's like real joy and optimism. Like, I've not felt that for quite some time. I always love my country. I'm like your silver lining girl. When it comes to the country, I will always adore my country. But yesterday, there was like that overwhelming sense of we're back.
Yeah.
You know, like things are going to get better, and they're going to get better for my kids and my grandkids. And that is it's indescribable. It was just so cool. Yesterday was a good day.
It was a fantastic day. And we have fantastic news because we have a brand new sponsor, you guys, that we want to tell you about. And it is MUDWTR. Have you heard of this?
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Okay, so this is MUDWTR. This is if you are a person who likes coffee but doesn't like how jittery you may get from it, this is your answer, especially if you love the taste of chai.
Yeah, I love chai.
Chocolate together. So here's what the powder looks like. It's just like it looks like mud, which is why I think they call it MUDWTR. And it is filled with amazingly healthy stuff: masala chai, cacao for that tiny little hit of caffeine, lion's mane, cordyceps, chaga, reishi, cinnamon, turmeric, Himalayan salt. It's got all of these really, really good for you things. And I have been drinking it non-stop since I got it.
Yeah. I mix it with a little bit of heavy cream and then just a little bit of sweetener, and that's it. And it's so good. It's like
you can do so many combinations. Like you can drink it with just hot water if you want to, or I've tried it so many different ways. You could do a little bit of milk. Right. You could do a little bit of creamer. I've tried it all the ways, and it's delicious no matter how I try it. I freaking love this stuff. It's like the best treat ever. And all of those ingredients that I just listed out, they all have this purpose. They're all organic ingredients. They give you a clean, natural boost without giving you those jitters. And so it does taste like chai and chocolate had a baby together.
Right.
And that is what it's so good. I'm drinking it right now. It is absolutely phenomenal. And if you want to try it, you can go to MUDWTR. It's MUDWTR.com to get your starter kit. If you use code CHICKS, you will get up to 43% off, free shipping, and you get this amazing frother. So it comes in this beautiful handy case, and then you take the lid off, and it's still wet from my morning. But it see how fast
and it makes it all frothy and creamy and good.
And it makes it all frothy. It's like, I cannot tell you enough how much I love this stuff. So excited that they are sponsoring the show so you can get energy and focus without jitters. So just go to MUDWTR, MUDWTR.com, use code CHICKS. Do it. It is yummy. Yummy. All right, let's get to the good stuff. So we'll kick it off with when Trump and Melania arrived at the White House. And if you listen really, really, really closely, you will hear Joe Biden say, "Welcome home."
Oh my
That's
gosh,
what he
I
said.
know.
People are losing their crap about
crazy.
that. But here's the moment. And you guys, I was blown away by Melania's whole getup.
She looked amazing.
I loved it. People
Yeah.
were making fun of the hat. I loved it. I thought it was
Why would
fantastic.
Why would they make fun of the hat? She was like
People
this.
were saying she looked like Hamburglar and
I think she
forget who
was
else.
like appropriately conservative / gangster, which is what
So
she
gangster.
should. This time she's like FAFO people, like don't
Mhm.
mess with me. I thought it was beautiful. It was navy. It wasn't black. It was like I would wear that. It's perfect.
Oh my God. I loved it.
She looked
I loved it. And
amazing.
I fought with my sister about this last night. And she was like, okay, well, I bet more people agree with me than agree with you. She thought the outfit was fine, but the hat was horrific. She was
I
like,
loved it.
totally hated the hat. So
I
we
love
want
the hat.
all the comments. You need
Yep.
to all put the comments about how you feel about the hat because
Love the
I
hat.
thought she was stunning. Here is that moment that they got out of the car. I mean, are you serious?
I freaking love the hat. I love it.
Oh,
Perfect.
it was perfect.
I think it's amazing. I love it. I love it.
How do you not love that?
Well, and we're talking about it, you know?
Yeah.
Like she knows what she's doing when it comes to fashion, y'all. She knows.
Oh my God. She does not put a foot wrong. Not a
Mm-mm.
foot wrong. I'm gonna tell my sister that all of you agreed. Everybody's saying the hat was to die for. They love the hat.
Some people, there's a couple people in there that hated the hat, but I loved it.
Really?
Yeah. A couple people didn't like it, but yeah, because they were like, some people didn't like it. Yeah. She looked amazing.
But the overwhelming majority like it.
And there was a statement there, and she was making a statement. And I think this time she was like, it was sort of a don't mess with me statement. And I love that because if you do a side by side of what she looked like in the first inauguration and this one, there's a stark difference.
And it's purposeful.
Both of them super classy. She's always going to be classy because that's who she is. She brings the class back into the White House. But this time it's like, very stoic and do not mess with me because I have been through your crap before. You tried to ruin my family. Do not mess. And I loved it.
Oh, she was absolutely perfect. Senator Fetterman went to the inauguration, and even for this, he dressed like that.
You gotta be kidding me.
Can you even?
Come on, dude. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Right? I mean, that is just, come on.
It's
like,
just
meet the moment for crying out
right.
loud.
God.
Yeah. Usha Vance, also just
Stunning.
exquisite. Just perfection. Here is when she was walking into the rotunda.
Mr. Vice President, how do you feel? Any comments, sir?
So beautiful. Just I know. And just so happy. She just exudes joy.
Doesn't she? She just looks so sweet.
Doesn't she? And I think it's genuine. She's just beautiful. Plus, I love that these are millennials.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we have millennials, and I love that it's like a representation of that generation, and it's fresh and it's wonderful, and they're conservative. And I love that they're role models for that generation. I love it. I love that we've got Trump on one side and we've got JD Vance on the other side. And it's like representing two different generations of conservatism. And it's fantastic. I just love it. I just love their sweet little family. They're great. Yeah.
This was absolutely perfect. And the Trump kids also looked fantastic. Here they all are entering the rotunda. I mean, Ivanka.
I know. And Tiffany's pregnant.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
Yeah. People are ripping on her green outfit too, saying that she looks like she's from Handmaid's Tale. And I'm like,
why? Oh my God.
I will never understand.
Have you seen Joe Biden? Hello?
I know.
Good Lord.
And Barron was so slick, like he was all slicked back and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought
Barron.
this was fantastic.
She looks amazing. She always does. She's just beautiful.
And then the Supreme Court justices came in, and you guys, I feel like Sotomayor might be ill. I think there may be
Something's
some
wrong with
health
her.
issues. She just looked so
sick,
unhealthy. And then she and Kagan both, like, they just looked so miserable to be there. Here's the entire team walking in. You see what I mean?
Yeah. She doesn't look well. She doesn't.
I mean, maybe they're just trying to be like somber.
I mean, she could have used a comb, maybe a comb or shampoo or something.
I think there's going to be a close-up of Sotomayor.
Yeah, she's having some
does
trouble
not
with the
look
walking.
well.
She doesn't.
I mean, people are saying diabetes, but like, does that make you look that unwell?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Lauren Sanchez, man.
Oh my God, you guys.
You think that like with like she's marrying a guy that's a gajillionaire, like have him buy you a shirt, lady.
Right?
Good Lord. I mean,
This
it's a bra. She's wearing a bra to the inauguration.
She's so trashy.
Right.
She's such trash. I
Yeah,
mean,
you
like, she may not be a trash person, but why she always wants to present herself as a whore, I will
Right.
never understand.
Yeah,
There's not
well-
a single event that she has dressed up for where she doesn't look like a skank. Every
Right.
single one.
Well, it just proves you can't buy class. You can't buy it.
Yeah,
You either
needs to
have
take
it or
some
you
lessons from the Trumps, because this
Yeah.
was hideous.
Why do you have seriously, lady? Come on.
And then it's like everybody catches Mark Zuckerberg like looking at her boobs. Well, of course he's going to. They are on display.
Yeah.
What? She's asking for them to be looked at.
People were joking. They were like, this upgrade like makes him way more lifelike because he's looking at her boobs.
There is, in case you think this is just a weird still photo, there was video of him sneaking a peek.
Of
so
course.
we have that as well. Oh, there it is.
There it is. Well, we know he's straight. But then again, I think women would probably try to look at that too.
Oh my God, you can't not go, you can't divert your eyes. You can't.
Yeah, she might as well walk in there with them on a shelf with like no shirt on. And it's like, here, what are you doing, lady? Come on.
Just gross. Also, I actually agree with this Kylie Jane Kramer, who said that it was pretty disgusting that the cabinet members, the cabinet appointees, were not allowed to have their spouses at the swearing in, but all the tech bros could. And they were seated in the row in front of the cabinet appointees.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's okay at all.
I don't either. I totally agree. That's not okay. Not okay.
Why did they do that? Like,
I don't know.
I don't like
It's,
that.
I mean, and her, come on.
I know. So she gets prime seating behind his family,
Right.
and like the freaking people who are going to help run the country are shuffled back to the row behind them.
And
Why?
their spouses aren't allowed there.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's not okay. I agree.
Yeah. Trump also looking very, very somber during his walk into the rotunda. Here is his entrance. Can you imagine what that must be like?
Yeah, I'm sure it's like what's going through his head right now.
Yeah.
He's like, these people tried to destroy me.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
And then there was JD's swearing in, where all of his kids were able to come up and stand with him. And then their youngest daughter had like these 3 Band-Aids on her hand, which she didn't need.
Oh,
but they were
I've
like,
been there. I've totally been there. My daughter used to do the Band-Aid thing. Like she would have all the little characters on her Band-Aids. You know that they just like, she wanted the Band-Aids on just to have them. They were like, just let her have the Band-Aids.
It's
like that's how
fine.
they got her out there. You know that you've been there, moms. You know you've been there. I love it. She is precious.
oh my God, so cute. So here is the moment that JD got sworn in.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office.
The duties of the office.
On which I am about to enter.
On which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Look at his mom. Oh my gosh.
He's raised.
Could you imagine, like his mom, like where I got weepy during that, and the way that she looks at him, not just his mom but his wife. His wife is just like, just so proud. His story.
So awesome.
I mean, if you guys have ever seen, like, anything about his story, just my God, that is the American dream right there.
Oh my gosh,
he
right?
is it. He embodies it like that. I got so weepy during that because I'm like, that's the kind of person that, it's especially like millennials and like my kid who's like my youngest kid who's 14. That's who I want her looking up to, is people like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I mean, what fantastic role models.
Right.
I don't know what Chief Justice Roberts' frickin' problem was, but he was in such a big fat hurry to get Trump sworn in that Melania didn't even have a chance. The family didn't even have a chance to get up there in time. She was holding the Bible, but like by then Trump was already in the middle of the swearing in and he didn't put his hand on him. And so people were like, oh my God, like it's not even, it's like null and void. No, it's not null and void. He did raise his right hand and she did hold the Bibles, but it was too late because he started way too quick. Here is what the chaos kind of looked like.
Right hand.
Yeah. So this was a big news story that he didn't put his hand on the Bible.
Because she didn't have time to get it to him. And then he was in it. Everybody needs to calm down. And when it comes to God being included in yesterday's everything, pomp and circumstance, he was included. He was there. Believe me, he was there.
Yeah.
Like if you don't think he was there, then you weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I don't know what Roberts' problem was, but like he was just in a big fat hurry. Maybe he was nervous. I don't know. Maybe that's like a super nerve-wracking thing, but yeah, that's what happened. All right. So then he delivered his inaugural address, which was phenomenal. And the way that he talked about the Joe Biden's administration in front of Biden and Kamala was just like, I mean,
chef's kiss. Yeah, it was chef's kiss.
It was glorious. And they had to sit there and take it. And here's a moment where he's going really hard against how bad the Biden administration was. This is just amazing.
Today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina. Been treated so badly.
Yeah.
So this was the face.
Yeah, all of them. And Bill
Clinton
Bill Clinton was grinning ear to ear the whole time. He's like, "Yeah, this is great. This is great. This is really great. I got to see Lauren Sanchez's boobs. Yeah, it's a great day." Yeah.
There was an awesome moment where Trump talked about how this administration and Democrats in general have worked so hard to try to take away his freedom and his life. And he believes that God saved him for a purpose. Here he is talking about that.
Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
So
Love
great.
that.
So
Love
great. Mm-hmm.
And he said in his speech as well that the decline of America is officially over. That was also a fantastic moment.
Democracy and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Oh God, that was so good.
It is so good. So great.
He talked a lot about what he's intending to do. And one of the things that he mentioned was changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. And during that moment, Hillary Clinton laughed at him. And so that was caught on video. Here's that video.
A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
Keep
and
laughing,
we will
Hag.
restore the name.
Keep
Like,
laughing.
why?
Yeah, well,
Why is that
keep
funny?
laughing, you complete hag.
Right?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure she's laughing, but she has caused the problems that she's part of the reason that we are in the position that we're in today. She is part of the problem.
Yeah.
And he is going to be he's going to be the solution. He, in addition to all the people on his team. So keep laughing, you awful hag.
Oh my God. that was so
awful.
Yeah, it was just so disrespectful. Why was you there?
Yeah,
just don't go.
Right. It's disrespectful to him and it's disrespectful to all of us, to America. Like, screw you. If you don't want to be part of the solution, then you're right. Don't show up. But how dare you laugh?
Yeah, I'm glad somebody caught it because it just shows her to be the biatch that she is.
Yeah, and it shows you what she thinks about all of us.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were talking about the fact that Trump went in for a kiss with Melania and just the hat would not allow it.
Right.
But I also think that even if the hat had not been there, he would have air kissed her because I think he cared about not messing up her makeup and about keeping her absolutely pristine looking. And he knows that that was something that she wanted to do. And so I thought that this was completely fine. And she looks perfect even in like pucker mode. You know what I mean?
I disagree.
Look at how gorgeous she is.
I disagree. I think he would have landed the kiss had the hat not been there. Yeah, had the hat not been there, I think he would have landed just a sweet little peck on her. But the hat really got in the way.
Yeah, it totally
got in the way.
was. And then the people that hate them were like, she wore it on purpose so she wouldn't have to be kissed by him.
Crying out loud.
It's so dumb. But here's that moment. Look at her. She's perfect. She's perfect. She's like,
oh my God. She's so gangster there, and I love it. I freaking love every bit of that outfit. I do.
And then in a show of enormous respect, Barron decided to go over and greet the Biden and Kamala at the end of the address. And so that was also caught on tape.
What a class act this kid is.
Right?
18 years old. 18 years old, this kid. He has got he's got his dad's genetics, man. And his mom's too, right? But I mean, like, he's a natural. He's so much like his dad. It's uncanny. Like the whole thing yesterday when I was just watching his mannerisms, he's just, the kid he's smarter than a whole team of Democrat strategists, right?
Yeah. He's a remarkable kid. He's the best of both of them, really.
Yeah. But 18, I mean, think of like what you were like when you were 18.
Oh my God.
Just think of what you were like. And I assure you, I was not like that at 18 years old. And going through everything that he went through yesterday, having to just think of all the stuff that he had to do yesterday in front of cameras. And he carries himself beautifully.
Yeah.
All those kids do. And then like I guess the flip side of that is like, Joe Biden's crackhead kids are enjoying pardons for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Because of what? That's the alternative. That's the flip side. And then you see
Trump's compare
kids.
families.
Compare and contrast, you guys.
Leave it to Gayle King to have to remark on the fact that she couldn't find any people of color in the audience. I could not believe this. And it seemed like, I don't have like the whole clip after she says this, but nobody responded to her. Like whoever was on her panel with her, they did not engage this idea of this being too white of an event. She said it and then everybody moved on. But here's the ridiculous moment that she said what she said.
I have to say, I'm looking at this crowd. I do not see many people of color. Has anybody else besides me observed that? I'm fascinated by why that is.
And then like nobody said anything. Jasmine Crockett not having a good day yesterday. She said, okay, I'm not clicking on anything else about the orange one. I'm protecting the last little bit of peace that I have before the next 4 years of hell is unleashed.
Okay. Whatever.
I just enjoy her pain. I
do. I enjoy it too. Yeah. But I mean, it's like, and listen, she's a race baiter. And then Gayle King is also trying to bait with race. People aren't buying this crap anymore. We're just not buying it.
So
it's like, you can try, but like, I love how there was silence there after that comment, because everybody's just like that. We're done with the Obama era of race baiting. We're done with it. We've been there. We've done it. We've lived through it. We're sick of it. Enough already. Enough. Okay. Oh, the Obama era is over. We're not playing your games anymore. Okay. We're not doing it. So stop it.
KJP also decided to post one last photo of her with the Bidens on Twitter while this was all going on. Whoops, I went too far. There. Serving in this role for this administration and this president has truly been the honor of a lifetime. Thank you to President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden. I will forever be grateful to you for your trust and this opportunity. The comments were everything. So, and I also chimed in and I was just like, you suck, good riddance, goodbye, or something to that effect. But yeah, people overwhelmingly were like, you were the worst press secretary of all time.
Right.
Like without no competition. You were the worst. So
she was the absolute worst.
And you guys may remember Pastor Lorenzo Sewell, who spoke at the GOP National Convention, who was just so on fire.
Yes.
He was amazing. And he spoke yet again at this inaugural address, and it was amazing. Here's a little teeny piece of it.
So let freedom ring.
So great.
From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. Or from the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous hilltops of California. But God, we're asking you not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and every molehill in Mississippi, from every state, every city, every village, and every hamlet. And when we let freedom ring, we will be able to speed up that day where all of your children, black men and white men, Protestant and Catholic, Jew and Gentile, will be able to sing in the meaning of that old Negro spiritual, free at last. Free at last. Thank you, God Almighty. We are free at last. If you believe where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Come on, put your hands together and give your great God great glory.
I mean, you can't get hype about that. Like, what is wrong with you?
Like yesterday, I'm in my kitchen, I'm watching that, and I'm like, out loud, I'm like, amen. I'm like, just like, who was not doing that?
Yeah.
I just love him. I love him.
I just love that too. Franklin Graham also prayed at the event, and then they had Rabbi also do a prayer, and Candace freaking Owens, you guys, she was live streaming the entire event and decided as soon as the rabbi showed up that she wanted to be taken off the screen. And then when she came back, she basically was like giving the people who offered prayer like scorecards. And she was like, well, I'm biased, but obviously the Catholic one was the best one. And then she kind of made fun of Sewell, saying that she laughed the entire time. She has turned into such an absolute C word.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry, if you're still following her, you're following a Jew hater. I don't know how much more evidence anyone needs at this point.
Yeah, the anti-Semitism was pretty blatant yesterday. Like if you can't see that, I can't help you.
Here it is. Here is the
okay.
moment. And we'll just play both those clips together when she returns to the screen and when she leaves. It's just, anyway.
Yeah.
Let us pray.
This is the rabbi.
You can take me out
Almighty
for this,
God,
Mark.
Your prophet Jeremiah walked the streets of Jerusalem.
So fast forward through that.
47th president. Let us pray for our 47th president. Heavenly Father, we're so grateful that you gave.
Amen.
Nombre. Filio Spiritu Sancto, amen. I mean, obviously, I'm biased. I felt like that was the best prayer. Catholic gang. I am biased, but the first one felt like a APAC speech. The second one felt comical. I was laughing very hard. I'm glad that I got to be there. And the third one felt like there was no agenda and just praying over.
Screw her, man. I'm
Yeah,
so
I know, right?
done with her. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I know. Yesterday I was like, okay, we're done here. We're done.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's awful. She has become so awful.
Well, just very elitist. It's like, it's so elitist and so anti-Semitic. I'm done. Bye.
God, she's just yikes.
Gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, Fox, I'm not sure when this happened, but I love whoever put this meme together. Apparently, at some point, Fox had a very unfortunate typo on their Chiron. Here is the moment where they were talking about TikTok instead of TikTok. And so someone put that side by side next to George Bush's face. And it's just perfect. I love that so much.
That's going to leave a mark. Yeah.
And then there was the incredible moment where Carrie Underwood came out to perform, and unfortunately the music just wouldn't, the orchestra music just wouldn't play. There was some technical difficulties. And so you're going to see right where she tells whoever is kind of organizing the whole thing, she mouths, I can just sing it.
Yeah.
Sing it.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Man, she does. And it was absolute perfection.
It was.
The fact that she had the crowd sing it with her. I mean, the whole thing
beautiful.
It was like it was meant to be that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Anyway, if you missed it, you missed beautiful, beautiful. It's perfect.
I can just sing it. Yeah, you can.
You know the words, help me out here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
Gosh, so good.
I know.
Purple mountain
Flawless.
majesties above the fruited plain.
Wow.
God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Just fantastic.
Right?
Yeah. Try to do that, J-Lo. Yeah. We'll wait over here. Uh-huh. Again, though, like, and total class act. Absolute class. Again, though, here's another, like, small town Oklahoma girl wins a contest.
Yeah.
Goes on, and now she's singing a cappella at a freaking inauguration. Like, again, with the. Right. It's like another one of these J.D. Vance stories where you look at that and you think, this is America. So many of those little moments yesterday where I was just like, that's what this country's all about, right? Like you look at her and you think, okay, like she worked really hard. She had this great talent. She's gracious. She's grateful. She's a good person. And look at her doing what she's doing.
Jonathan Turley tweeted, Carrie Underwood owned the moment after the glitch in the music for America the Beautiful by singing a cappella. It took an embarrassing moment and made it magnificent as Republicans, Democrats helped sing with her.
Beautiful.
I was reading reports, and I'm choosing to not believe them, but I was reading reports this morning that she had an absolute hissy fit afterwards and was really mad that she was not given a pedestal or like a higher little platform to be above the crowd to sing from. She was all mad about
believe that too.
And I'm choosing not to believe any of it.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't believe it. I can't believe it. I just don't, because I think that I feel like she's more of a down to earth kind of person. I have to believe that.
I want to believe
I
that
want to
too.
believe that with everything in my being. I want to believe that.
Let's just
believe it.
All right. So then came the time for the Trumps to say goodbye to the Bidens. And then like the Bidens got on to the helicopter to be taken away. And during that moment, Scott Jennings was talking about Trump's speech. And here is what he said.
This was an incredible speech, honestly. And truly watching Donald Trump indict these gangsters to their faces while they had to sit right in front of him in that intimate setting in the rotunda for Republicans was remarkable. They had to sit there and take it just minutes after Biden, who we're looking at here, pardoned his entire family. I mean, it was glorious. By the way, I love the rotunda setting. I thought it was regal. I thought it was awesome. And listening to him talk about how he's going to exercise his power today reminded me that he is absolutely ascendant. He is at the apex of his political power right now.
Helping.
Mm-hmm. This is about the highest point I think that Trump has experienced in his entire career in politics.
Right. And now he's got a job to do. And I think he's up to the task.
Yeah. I absolutely agree with that. He also spoke in the Emancipation Room where a whole bunch of other, like more of his fans, I guess, were waiting to hear him and see him. And he went on, you guys, for absolutely ever. And I fell asleep. So it was too much. It was just too much. But I did pick up on the part where he made Melania so relatable because he talked about the fact that her feet were absolutely killing her.
Yeah, she was sweet.
She was so sweet
moment.
about
Yeah.
it. I hope I can find it. Let me.
And I have a first lady who's been incredible. She's been incredible. I shouldn't say this. I'm going to get hell when I say this, but her feet are absolutely aching. You know, those heels. And we thought we were leaving. We were going home. Sir, would you be able to go down and say hello to some of your other fans that are here? I said, oh, I didn't know that. Well, did you get to see pretty clearly the picture, I hope? Good. That's good. But because you wouldn't want to make the same speech again, right? But she said, darling, I love you so much, but my feet are killing me. I said, honey, let me just see how far it is. I asked the person. Oh, not that long, maybe 400 or 500 yards. That's 5 football fields.
Oh my God.
I said, can you make it? She said, we're going to make it no matter what. We're going to make it because we have to go, right? Right?
She's like, ooh, guy.
He's like, oh my God.
And then we went out to the helicopter, though, just prior to this and said goodbye. And it's a custom, and the wind is blowing like crazy. And with the hat that she's wearing, she almost blew away. We almost lost her. She was being elevated off the ground. She almost blew away. No. So we all appreciate it because she's been a great first lady. A beautiful and a great first lady. And they love her.
Whoops.
I love that.
I know.
They're
it was
very
sweet. And it did make her relatable because I did want to know that she actually has pain from those ridiculous heels, just like we do.
Yeah, I think those were Louboutins. I think they were.
They weren't Blahniks. They were Manolos.
They were Manolos? Okay. Yeah, because I saw one of the fashion sites say that she's bringing back the red bottom heels. And I was like, oh my God, she's wearing Louboutins? So she was wearing Manolos. Okay.
I think she wore Louboutins elsewhere in the day, but not there.
So uncomfortable, you guys. They're all uncomfortable.
They're
ridiculous.
unbearable.
Unbearable.
That was back in the day. I wore them back in the day where I could walk. I can't do that anymore.
No,
I can't even walk
I
with
think we
normal shoes.
wore them back in the day when we just wore heels, and now yesterday on our insiders page, I think you probably saw it. I did some flashback pictures of when we actually emceed an inaugural ball. Do you remember that? And we wore like I'm like, this is back when we actually dressed and like didn't wear just
Full
sweats every day.
gowns.
We had gowns on. We had our hair. I mean, Mock's hair was so big.
So big.
It was so big. And we did that. We used to do that kind of stuff. I don't know if I could even do the heels for more than a half hour now.
Oh my God. There's no way. I would be in Crocs. I could still do a long dress.
I draw the line of Crocs. I draw the line. I will never wear Crocs ever. Ever. But I just don't know if I want to do the heels for longer than a half hour.
See, this is what you guys get if you are an insiders or local supporters. You get exclusive content like
lots of pictures of when we actually looked really cute.
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
I cannot imagine how exhausting of a day this was for the Trumps, but they just went and went and went and went. And they still had to address the 20,000 people that were at the Capital One arena. And Elon Musk had a very, very excited entrance. And then everybody on the internet just went crazy over the fact, well, we'll get into what he did and his salute. But here was his entrance onto the stage, which was hilarious. He's so excited.
Oh my gosh. It was so great.
This is what victory feels like.
Yes. There was an autism page that tweeted, they took that video and they were like, when you get two things out of the vending machine. and he retweeted it. He was like, yeah. I was like, it's so true. He's so excited.
Oh my God. So excited. And so, because he's on the spectrum or whatever, this is the fact that people will not give him even the tiniest bit of grace because he is a supporter of Trump now is so stupid. But he was talking about thanking all the people that were there for helping Trump get elected. And he was talking about how great the moment felt like, how this is what victory feels like. And he did this salute to the crowd, after which he said, my heart goes out to you. So he was making the gesture of having his heart go out to the crowd. But of course, everyone that's on the left and who's insane was like, Nazi salute. Oh my God, Nazi salute. So here is the moment that the media was showing, because of course, they're not going to show you the whole context. Here is what they were showing.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
That's all they showed.
Right. Because they've got like Dan Crenshaw's team editing the clips. So they got that going on. So am I wrong? Seriously.
That was the best way to get Dan Crenshaw into the show ever.
Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it as often as possible. So his team obviously had a hand in editing this clip, because in the full clip, if you actually watch the full clip, he grabs his heart and he says, my heart goes out to you. It's because, he says, it's because of you that the future of civilization is assured, blah, blah, blah. And he is like on the spectrum. And
I know.
And it's like,
anybody made a fuss about this?
And if anybody knows that, it's him. He makes fun of himself.
Right.
Like, this is what he does. If you actually follow the guy for more than 2 seconds, you know that he constantly does that about it. He constantly pokes fun of himself by being kind of awkward. That's what he does. Like, I
can't believe people made it a thing. It was absolutely ridiculous. But just listen to the I don't even know what the word is, but Erin Burnett and some chick that she had on with her at CNN, they were like, we just showed you that, you guys. We showed you that. And they're like so weird about it.
Okay.
Check this out.
That salute that he gave again, just if anybody missed it, we'll just show it again. He's just wrapped up here. You can hear
stop.
All right, so we just showed that. We just showed that.
You did. Oh, good for you, Erin.
Salute.
It was quick. I think our viewers are smart and they can take a look at that, but it certainly was
They're really
it's
not
not something
smart.
that you typically see at American political rallies, let's put it that way.
Your viewers are not smart. Your viewers are as seriously, they're as smart as Pomeranians. And that's being mean to Pomeranians. Your viewers they're not smart. And they edited that clip. This is what they do. They are
here's the
famous.
whole thing. Here's the actual whole context that they couldn't be bothered to play.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, really?
It is thanks
There it
to you that the future of civilization is assured.
And his hair is all sticking up in the back. I mean, this is who he is. This is who the guy is. He's eccentric. He's a little weird. He's on the spectrum. This is who he is. He's brilliant. Like,
it's so dumb.
Everybody needs just shut up, Aaron.
So, there were all the crazy people that you would expect would have been insisting that that was a Nazi salute. And then there were all the normal people who were like, if you just look at the context, you can tell what it is.
Right.
But unfortunately, the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, posted this kind of vague explanation. So they were like, we understand that there's a lot of chitter chatter about this apparent salute, but let's just assume goodwill. Let's not make too much of this. It's possible that he was just motioning his gratitude. Like, they weren't firm about it, which really kind of pissed me off. But AOC wasn't even satisfied with that. She was furious about the Nazi salute. And here's what she said to ADL. Just to be clear, you're defending.
Do you have any reaction to the part of the president?
Sorry, I meant to pause on that. Dang it. This is why we need somebody else to do the production.
I know, totally.
Okay.
Right.
Just to be clear, you're defending a Heil Hitler salute that was performed and repeated for emphasis and clarity. People can officially stop listening to you as any sort of reputable source of information now. You work for them. Thank you for making that crystal clear to all.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I cannot with her and them
because what was it 2 days ago? She's like, social media is owned by the right wing now. And now she's going to start now this is the narrative. She's going to be like that. There's no reputable sources of information except for me. I'm it. This is what she's going to start running with that. She's going to be like, you have to just listen to me because you can't trust anybody else. This is going to be like she's out of control, this chick.
God, just awful. Absolutely awful. There was a point, Trump, he was all over the place yesterday. He was signing executive orders like in the Oval Office. He was signing them at the rally. Like, he was signing them all over the place. There was one moment where he was asked what his thoughts were about the fact that Biden pardoned his family. And this is what he said about finding out about that.
Mr. President, do you have any reaction to the pardon that President Biden did at the last minute?
Well, I'm not going to discuss it now. I think it was unfortunate that he did that. We won't discuss it now. There's plenty of time to discuss it.
He found out after his speech because the release of the pardon press release or whatever happened during his speech, which was such a shitty move.
Yeah, well, it's cowardly. He's a coward. He's a ballless, pathetic, coward.
Yes,
all and he has been. And that is the summation of his entire presidency. The guy is just a loser in every single way, a criminal too. So
and he proved it.
He proved it yesterday.
At the rally, there were lots of good moments at the rally. So some of the family members of the remaining hostages, and actually one of the hostages herself, Noah, the famous one that was, kidnapped from the bike that everybody remembers her face, they were present at the rally and they all had the opportunity to be recognized and to shake Donald Trump's hand. And here was that moment.
Their bodies so they can be buried in a proper way. Several have children who are still in captivity. There is an American family here whose loved one is scheduled to come out in 14 days, and they're going to be meeting the president tonight. So let's give them all some love and a big hand. Come on up.
That was really cool.
Very, very cool. God bless him.
There's Noah.
But I'm a
And then he spoke, and he talked a lot about the executive orders that he was going to pass. And in fact, he signed a lot of them at the rally, which can you imagine? Like, who would have ever thought to do that?
Yeah.
He thought to do it, which I thought was so cool. And he talked about what he was planning to sign ahead of actually signing them. This was the moment where he announced that we are once again getting the heck out of the Paris Accord.
immediately withdrawing from the unfair one-sided Paris Climate Accord ripoff.
Goodness.
The United States will not sabotage our own industries while China pollutes with impunity. You know,
Love that.
Yep.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And there was the moment where Barron got a proper introduction and he hammed it up, you guys, for everybody. This was so cute.
Yep. I mean, he met the moment. he is his father's son, man.
So great.
Right? Look at his face. He's so his dad.
I know. He's definitely the crowd favorite.
Yeah. He looks like aristocracy. Doesn't he?
Yeah.
he knew the youth vote. You know, we won the youth vote by 36 points.
Yeah. Yeah. He's, like I said before, he's smarter than Democrat strategists. He's smarter than them. And that pisses them off. An 18-year-old outsmarted those people.
So great.
Yep.
So great. And then we'll take you through a few of the executive orders. The first one was my favorite, which is to just basically rescind all the bullshit that Joe Biden did. Here is that moment.
The first item that President Trump is signing is the rescission of 78 Biden-era executive actions, executive orders, presidential memoranda, and others. Thank you, sir.
There it is. Look at all the stuff he has to sign. Look at all of it. Stacks
Oh my
and
God.
stacks.
Stacks and stacks.
Uh-huh.
And by the way, he threw out the pens that he used to sign these to the crowd, which was also a really cool thing. I love that he did that.
Yeah, it is.
Here was the second one, which was about regulatory freezes. Also fantastic news.
The second item, President Trump, is a regulatory freeze, as you announced in your speech, preventing bureaucrats from issuing any more regulations until we have full control of this, the government and this administration.
Fantastic. Small government.
So great. So speaking of freezes, he also froze hiring of any additional federal workers outside of the military. But also this was, I mean, these are just moments, right? Like that he's doing this in front of the very people who voted for him was so perfect.
The next item, sir, is a freeze on all federal hiring, excepting the military and a number of other excluded categories, again, until full control of the government is achieved and we understand the objectives of government going forward.
God, I just can't get enough of the winning, you guys.
No hiring for you.
And then there was the moment that he actually did get us out of the Paris Accords. And you know that like all the climate psychopaths all over the world are so mad about it. And I love how mad they are about it.
Yep.
Here's that moment.
The next item here is the withdrawal from the Paris Climate Treaty.
Listen to the crowd, man.
Yes, sir. We're going to save over $1 trillion by withdrawing from that treaty.
There you go. God, a lot. I don't know if you got it too, but back to the federal employment thing.
It's next.
You
I
got
promise.
that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because
good.
this moment probably
my
sent
God.
shockwaves through a lot of people who may have been watching at home.
Okay. Good.
Because apparently only 6% of federal workers actually go to their job.
Can you believe this crap?
6%. And he is done with that. Here is the next EO.
Sir, the next item, as you announced in your speech, is a requirement that federal workers return to full-time in-person work immediately.
Get back to work. I love that so much.
So great. And then you made the point yesterday, I think, that, or maybe the day before or the week before, that you were talking about how nice it is to have kids included in all of these moments. And so there was this sweet moment where JD Vance's kids were just like pestering their dad. And, you know, it's just like such a kid moment, a family moment.
This is
that
what
was
they do.
happening right there on the stage. And it was just so cute.
She's like, stop patting me on the head, bud.
And then she's like fixing her hair immediately.
I love though that he's like that one, the middle kid is just like right next to President Trump, and Trump is just like, whatever, I'm used to this. I got grandkids everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I love all of this. That's why I love the different generations. Like I was saying, I love all the kids being around. Trump is completely not fazed by this because he's got grandkids running around everywhere. I love it. I love all of it.
It's
family.
It's so different and so nice.
And
the only thing
welcome.
missing is the dog. We need to get Trump to get a dog in the White House. That would be great.
I think that would be neat. But JD Vance, I think he has a dog.
Yeah, he's got the German Shepherd.
Right. So he'll have the dog and the vice presidential, wherever it is that they live. Yeah.
Also, Donald Trump's work did not stop. In fact, he was tweeting well into the night. After all of that, you guys, he was busy doing things all through the night. One of the main things that he did is that he granted full pardons to over 1,500 J6 folks. He also granted 6 commutations to folks whose cases require more research, and they may get full pardons after review. And he ordered the Bureau of Prisons to release everyone last night, which was absolutely incredible.
It was.
But there was one person who was not happy about it, and that was that creep Michael Fanone, who is the Capitol officer who's been on an anti-Trump rampage ever since that day. Here he was reacting to the news, calling it a betrayal by his country.
Thanks, America. This feels like a betrayal to you.
Oh, I have been betrayed by my country. Rest assured, I have been betrayed by my country, and I've been betrayed by those that supported Donald Trump. Whether you voted for him because he promised these pardons or for some other reason, you knew that this was coming, and here we are.
Okay. But then go live someplace else. If you don't like it, there are one-way tickets to all sorts of other countries. So bye. A good solution.
Another thing that Trump did was he fired a bunch of senior leadership overseeing the immigration courts, and that apparently stunned officials, which I just love.
God.
And then later on in the evening, when he went to the Oval Office to sign more executive orders, Peter Doocy asked him about whether or not there was an update on the drones. And it seemed like before, in earlier pressers, Trump knew where the drones were from, what they were, and that he was going to just tell everybody when he became president. But in this clip, it sounds like he doesn't actually know yet. And he told Susie Wiles, his chief of staff, to go find out, like immediately. Here's that moment.
Is it anything these drones? Is it anything that people need to be worried?
No, I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of...
In fact, I'd like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out immediately? I mean, I can't imagine it's an enemy, or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. They had a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting. Right? Get it done.
Did you see her yesterday too? She looked amazing in that
Susan,
white.
everybody, I know, right?
She looked beautiful, and I'm so excited about her. She's also an incredible badass, and she's going to be great. Like, I feel like everybody should trust her. I just like her. I have a good vibe from her. Am I the only one?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about her. I know that she apparently tangled with Governor DeSantis on some things. And so I don't know I'm withholding judgment for now, but I feel very optimistic.
Yeah.
Because Trump trusts her. And that's what's important. He needs to have somebody he trusts as his chief of staff.
Right.
So, and he clearly does. And that's great. That's absolutely great.
Yeah.
Here was the moment where he signed the DOGE order.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
Okay, that's a big one.
Is Elon Musk going to get a West Wing office?
No, he's getting an office for about 20 people that we're hiring to make sure that these get implemented. We have a problem in this country. You sign an executive order, it doesn't get done for 6 months.
So that apparently DOGE is going to be 20 some odd people that are there to make sure that shit gets done.
And why? And I don't think they need an office. They don't need to have that sort of bureaucracy created for DOGE. I mean, everybody and Elon knows this probably more than anybody. All of that can be done remotely. All of that can be done, in their different places. They can all connect virtually. There's no reason for them to be together in some sort of an office that we need to pay for, but that's neither here nor there, I guess.
Yeah, and maybe that's why there's lawsuits, because it is essentially creating a federal agency, and so people don't think Trump has that power, and so we'll see how all that goes. There was also a really funny moment where clearly Trump forgot that the previous president leaves a letter for the incoming president. It's a longstanding tradition. And Peter had to remind him about it. And so Trump was like, oh shit, I didn't even look to see if Joe Biden left me a letter in the desk. Here is that moment.
Don't they leave it in the desk? I don't know. Oh.
What's in there?
Thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we got it. Wow. Thank you.
Can you read that on the outside?
Maybe we should all read it together.
Let's read it.
Well, maybe I'll read it first and then make that determination.
That sounds great.
Peter, thank you very much. I may not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did. I left him one in the desk just like this.
What are you talking about at the moment?
Unification of our country. I didn't know that he gave a pardon to his family because he did it during my speech.
He didn't tell you in the limo?
No, he didn't tell me. No. He did it. They released it during my speech. During my speech. So all I could do was say, excuse me, I'd like to come back and speak some more. So no, we were surprised by that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Peter had asked him what they talked about in the car. And so that's what got that conversation going, because it wasn't the pardons. That is for sure.
Just because these people are such phonies.
Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, he was tweeting. This came after midnight, like at 12:38 or something. Trump tweeted that he was still working and in fact decided to fire more people. He served official notices of dismissal to Jose Andres from the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, to Mark Milley from the National Infrastructure Advisory Council, Brian Hook from the Wilson Center for Scholars, and Keisha Lance Bottoms from the President's Export Council. You fired.
I love it.
All of those people.
I love it.
Isn't it fantastic?
It's so great. There's going to be more of that. I love it.
Oh, yeah. We're just going to keep right on winning.
Mm-hmm.
But we do need to address the people that did not have a good day yesterday in just a second. But first, before we do that, a clip of Tucker Carlson just walking around DC, no security, no bother. Like he is just living his best life on Inauguration Day. People coming up to him left and right. I love that he was this normal.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. Happy inaugural. You're you.
Isn't that the greatest?
It is great. It's so great. He's like, yeah, let's get a picture. Whatever. I'm just a normal guy. Whatever. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's smart because probably he is somebody that could use some security
Maybe.
at this point.
He doesn't seem to care.
But I love that. But there were some people, like we said, that had bad days yesterday. And in fact, they were so angry. There was a group of protesters who, of course, burned the American flag, which always hurts our hearts. But this is the kind of rage that they were feeling.
In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America country and implement its fascist program. In the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America.
Methinks you don't know what it means.
God.
Right?
Why are they so dumb?
I don't know. I don't know why they're so dumb.
Well, here apparently is one of their spokespeople. And again, just so dumb.
Overwhelmed or tempted to stay quiet, silence will not save us. Solidarity will. You know, we're not scared. We're not scared of the idea of America coming apart because this is our moment to fan the flames. We're here to build movements, defend our communities, and turn up the heat. So we're building a united front of everybody that has a bone to pick with Wall Street. And we're trying to build a new communist party as a weapon of the working class to bring the monopoly capitalists all the way down. So join us, join our marches. We're not going to keep our heads down and hope that the next 4 years blow over. We're going to rise to every single challenge and make the U.S. ungovernable, okay?
If they want communism, then go live in a communist country.
Right.
If that's what you want so badly, there are plenty of countries out there that exercise that. Go. Go.
This is thankfully the crowd was small, but the fact that these people exist in our world at all is just so disappointing.
And they exist and they engage in capitalism while preaching the merits of communism. They're freaking morons, these people.
Right.
It's like the Occupy dipshits that we used to make fun of. Remember them?
Yes.
All the Occupy. You guys remember that years ago? The Occupy people that would be like pooping on cop cars. Remember those people?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, down with capitalism, and they were like tweeting about it with their iPhones. Do you not see? Can you not see what you're doing? You're engaging in capitalism. You idiots.
Well, we have a couple of spotlights to put on two absolute whack jobs that we're very upset with yesterday. One of these idiots thinks that they can file a civil class action lawsuit against all of us for causing them like mental anguish and stress.
Okay.
Here is this psycho.
Guys, how do you feel about the lot of us,
nice filter,
blue voters, filing, I don't know if it would be a civil suit or a class action suit against Donald Trump and his minions for the stress and the anxiety and the effects on our mental health and physical health and well-being, along with the suffering of our relationships that Donald Trump has caused us.
I mean,
she might as well she should have just put cat ears on there. What kind of a filter was that?
I know. It was like a Disney filter or something.
What? It's not even you, lady. You live in an alternate universe as evidenced by your filter.
But the fact that she thinks, actually, maybe she's right. There is probably a lawyer out there who would take that case.
There's probably several because lawyers are going to lawyer, right?
And then this guy, The FBI should be looking into this guy because this is not vaguely threatening. This is downright threatening.
Hello, my name is Scarlett Kelly, and I am officially declaring war on the Republican Party. If you are a Republican on TikTok and you want to interact with me, you deserve to die. You deserve to be shot. You deserve whatever suffering could possibly come to you. If you are a Republican and try to start any of that kind of nonsense with me in person, you will lose your life. This is war. I am not joking. It's done. You are not an American anymore. You're out. You're off the list. You've been naughty. Like, come on. We're going to start giving you the coal in the form of massive stones on top of a slab of wood on top of you. Have a wonderful day.
What? Wow, he seems stable.
But then the FBI is like putting grandmas in jail for being pro-life.
They're getting pardoned too.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, I'm glad they're getting pardoned now. But this guy, like, no, is anybody paying attention to this guy? Because
right,
they should be paying attention to that complete lunatic.
I mean,
What
that
was he talking
guy
about
is
with the
not
boards
well.
and the coal and the boards? What was
don't-
that?
I don't know.
We've got to bring mental institutions back. We have to.
Why is his name Scarlet?
I think we all know why. It wasn't his birth name.
There was more good news even still from yesterday, and that is that as promised, the CBP One app is donezo. So it's been completely canceled. This was the app that was like the parole program that allowed 900,000 migrants to come in here into the country, and it's no longer active, and anybody who had scheduled appointments through it, those appointments are also canceled. And so now the left is going to be showing you lots and lots of images of crying migrants. They want to make sure that you get your heartstrings pulled and tugged at. So just be prepared to see a lot of images like this. This is from the AP. New photos show crying migrants after they found out their appointments made in the CBP One app were canceled. The Trump administration deactivated the app. That's damn right.
Yeah.
That's right, they did.
Yeah, and so many people are just like, well, like that woman on the top right, there was a video of her crying. And they were like, do you feel bad? Because this person, and then somebody said, I thought they were only going to turn away criminals, because what about like just turning away the criminals? And my response to that is these people are illegals.
Right.
By their very nature, they're illegally coming across the border, which makes them a criminal.
Yeah.
So
typically when you break the law,
right,
by definition, you're a criminal.
You're a criminal. So do I feel sorry for her? No, I don't feel sorry for her. Like, come in the right way, like your parents did. And then we won't have this problem.
This shouldn't be hard. And I'm not going to be baited by all of these ridiculous photos or Ilhan or AOC or anybody crying about the migrants. Shut up. You didn't care about 300,000 missing kids. Take a seat.
Right. You're absolutely right. And meanwhile, while they're getting deported, they're taking all their, free phones and the gift cards that we've given them. So have fun with that, going back to your countries.
Exactly. Your state not messing around. The port of entry in El Paso was closed yesterday. They were talking about unauthorized entry would result in arrest and prosecution. They're just not dealing with it anymore. Thank God. This is how it should have been from the get-go. And actually, if you poll Americans, and this is a New York Times Ipsos poll, the people that support deporting illegals who have criminal records is overwhelming. 87% of the country wants to see that happen. So they can show the pictures and they can try to pull at your heartstrings, but enough is enough. We've been invaded.
Yeah, but I think what Democrats don't understand and what they need to have pounded into their tiny little brains is that being a criminal also includes crossing the border illegally. That makes you a criminal. Like, I know that they want to just deport like the murderers and the rapists and stuff like that. But when you cross the border illegally, that also makes you a criminal. You did it illegally. So bye. Bye.
I'm not going to feel bad.
I don't feel sorry for you. If you are a criminal, I don't feel sorry for you. You're basically bringing down this country. Like, you're sucking off the teat of the American taxpayer. We are overtaxed. We cannot handle it. Our infrastructure is crumbling. Our country is crumbling because of the 30 million illegals that are in this country illegally. Bye.
Also, in addition to their very, very, very busy day, the Trumps, the Vances, everybody went to like, I guess, 3 different inaugural balls. Here is the entrance that Trump and his lovely wife, Melania, made. And she, again, was completely stunning. And they took to the stage to have their first dance.
So gorgeous.
He's so careful with her. You know what I mean? Like about her makeup. I love it. That's so cool.
It really is.
And you're going to see the Vances enter too. And Usha was perfection.
Please welcome Vice President J.D. Vance, accompanied by Second Lady Usha Vance.
I mean,
gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Ridiculous. Just stunning.
They are so cute.
Aren't they? They also got to dance with members of the military. Can you imagine, like, being the service member who's like, okay, you're going to go dance with the president?
Oh my gosh.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Amazing. And the kids came out. I think I have that. Or maybe we just have pictures.
Welcome Sergeant Tatiana Saldana, United States Space Force. Sergeant Henry Waller.
United States Space Force. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was the dress caught in all of its glory. I mean,
pretty.
she just does not do anything wrong, you guys.
Does not disappoint. She doesn't disappoint.
They also had a cake cutting ceremony. And this is when Trump decided to do the YMCA dance with a sword.
So that was my favorite of the day. My favorite. Look at JD. He's like, yeah. Yeah. Seriously.
How he has this much energy after that day.
I know.
I could never.
Yeah. And even Melania started dancing a little. She was like, yeah, my man is dancing with a sword. That's hot. Just take note, dude. There is a plane on top of that cake, you guys.
It's incredible.
Do you think that everything on that cake is edible? You think everything is?
Absolutely, I do.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Cake, you guys.
Look at her dancing. Keep going.
That's so cool. How fun.
I know, right? What a party.
And the Democrats are like, we're the party of joy. No, you're not. No, you're not.
No,
you're not.
Tiffany Trump looked also beautiful in this gown. And again, she's pregnant. She is expecting. And then Laura Trump, Eric's wife, also, I think she was in red. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, so gorgeous.
But my favorite dress of the entire day was Ivanka.
Absolutely beautiful.
Was
exquisite.
Amazing. I mean, I cannot get over it. It's so Audrey Hepburn.
I liked Kai's. I liked Kai's dress.
To me, it was very ordinary. It was like shimmery and metallic looking.
But for a teenager, I mean, she looked really, really pretty. She looked very classy and pretty because you just never know. Teenagers sometimes can wear the things that are not. She looked very, very pretty. And that whole family is just class personified, you know? Beautiful dress.
There was no outdoing this dress. This was the best dress of the day.
She's Ivanka. What are you going to do?
She's Ivanka. That's exactly right. There was also a hilarious moment at one of the balls. I'm not sure which one. Maybe it was the same one, that Mike Tyson and Jake Paul were reunited, and they had this moment.
There we go. You got it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I cannot. I can't.
Anyway, that
happened.
Your inauguration day coverage.
There you go. It's good stuff. Right?
It's good stuff, right? And now it is time for a couple of My Pillow talks. Got just a few today. One is amazing artistry. I can't remember who sent this to me. I think it may have been in the Insiders, but someone said that if this happened to my car, I would never wash my car. And they are 100% right, because this is extraordinary. Look at this person's talent. This is on a freaking windshield, you guys.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
How?
Yeah, that's nuts. Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You could never wash your car, ever.
That is so cool.
I mean, it's just incredible.
It really is.
It's a really dirty car.
That's really cool.
Okay, and then also we have dogs. We have dogs to take out Inauguration Day. The first little set of montage dogs are dogs who are having trouble with traction. Here they are. Oh God.
Oh no. Oh no. Bless him.
Oh God.
Oh no. I need boots. That happens to Astrid a lot now. She has a hard time on our concrete floor, and we have to get a towel and put it underneath her and pick her little back legs up. She's got little spindly feet. And she's so old and kind of fat. It's okay. We have to pick her up a lot. Yeah.
One more round of just dogs being dogs and hilarious. They just love them. Watch.
Look at me.
Toffee.
No, you're not getting dinner.
Big boy.
It's time to go to sleep. Stop.
Gypsy. What are you doing? Ralphie, get off of the chair.
What's up, Mr. Cool? Say wee.
Park.
Did I hear Park?
Sir, I don't care. It's time to go to bed.
That's a bad boy. You don't do that. Bad boy.
The tail. God, I love dogs. We don't deserve them, you guys.
Oh my God, we really don't. We really don't.
No.
Okay, we have some thank yous from on locals. Osuki says, if Biden can pardon murderers, traitors, and terrorists, Trump can certainly let innocent people out of prison. She also says, I like that he did the same thing he did the last time. He shoved that 2x4 up their behinds and twisted it. P. Benson 32 said, thanks to you both for being real. Osuki says, I'm not bothered by crying illegal aliens. And Connie MJ said, someone needs to create a what if of the Harris Walls troops showing up at the inaugural ball. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you.
Okay. Robert Fitzgibbon. Good morning, all. Thank you for that, Robert. The photo and the story. Not the biggest Trump guy, but his speech was great and amazing to watch him repudiate Biden, who could only sit there frowning. That was necessary. Totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Forrest in D.C. for the fun the last 2 days. Sat in a hotel with 100 or so watching the inauguration. How fun.
Fun,
Paula
fun,
Johnson, feeling unbidened by what has been. Yes.
Yes.
Sandy Stokes, pray for my daughter-in-law, Karen, 26 weeks pregnant, and her water broke. Pray that sweet baby James waits another 10 weeks before arriving. God bless America.
Get that girl in bed and have her do all the things and hang on. If she can just make it to 28 weeks, that's when my
right.
Jackson was born.
Mhm.
So all can be well.
Paula Johnson, someone told me that pensions can be taken away from those pardoned. Yeah, I'm hoping that we could do that. Yeah, I heard something about that too, that maybe the pensions can be taken away, or we can do that, or he can do that, or whatever. So
Okay, that would be something.
It would be something, right? Laura Kate Baker, I had mixed feelings about the hat. I wanted to see her beautiful face. Yeah, some people say that, but you can see the smile, and she was smiling a lot more this time, which I think is really great. Erica Eisenring, first time out, she gave Jackie O vibes. This time it was Beth Dutton. Yes, Erica, yes. Robin Salomon died. Jill always looks tacky. She shops at Forever 71. Yes. Brian Brumley, Melania's vibe was total class with you effers about to find out what happens when you raid my underwear drawer attitude.
Yes.
Indeed. Teresa Raimundo, I thank you for watching those insufferable videos from those journalistic hacks. Is it just me? But each clip I see with Rachel Maddow makes my rage meter rise. When will we be unburdened by that hag? I don't know, but I feel like MSNBC is on its way down. And part of the reason is because they paid her $25 million a year and they have like 3 viewers. You can't sustain that. You can't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Leslie Quilts, the oath has to be done by noon. That's why. I think that's
or else
what.
What?
I think we were talking about the Bible and like.
I know, but like, what happens at noon? Like he can't be president? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Robin Solomon died. JD is a modern day Hamilton. He came from nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Solomon died again. Thank you, Robin. Read Hillbilly Elegy. The movie is god awful.
I completely agree with that. I thought the book was a million skillion times better. So much better.
Well,
than
the books
movie.
usually are better, but the movie wasn't god awful. I thought the movie was pretty decent. Jose Rodriguez, morning from Texas, 47, saying all the things in front of all the 46 administration was a boss move. What a day it was. Now take my post-inaugural wad. Thank you, Jose. Barbara Trammell, regarding Trump family outfits, giving old school mafia, went to war, won, vengeance is coming. Loved it. I did too. I loved everything they wore. They looked fantastic and they looked unified and I love it. Wendy, poor Carrie. She had to stand by Percy Joe. BTK, ace, not DEI. Accomplishment, commitment, excellence.
Yeah, like it.
And merit. Avatar Ashkenazi, swear to God, Melania looks like she's about to cap a bullet in Biden. If you want GTFO, the White House fast enough. Hat looks badass and haters know it. It's true.
Yes.
Jose Rodriguez, weren't we all on the spectrum yesterday along with Elon? Totally, Jose. Avatar Ashkenazi, that wasn't a Hitler salute. Jewish man approved. See?
He knows what's up.
You do know. Curio 23, Merry 56th birthday to me. Happy birthday, Curio 23. You guys wish him happy birthday. Stevie J, please find the clip of Barron Trump telling Joe Biden you're done.
I have not seen that clip, so
we're gonna have to find that.
I'm unfamiliar with it. I don't actually believe that that's a thing.
I don't know if he did that or not. He just seems like a gracious, cool kid. Yeah. Sandy Stokes, Karen is in the hospital.
That's, I mean, honestly good. Like she needs to be watched over and on like horizontal, like all the time and having people just tend to her. So she's in the right place.
Mock knows she's been there. Yep. Okay, you guys, we're bringing it in. It was a good day. It's going to be a good day today. I hope that we just keep on winning and we have more news to deliver you guys tomorrow. Now, I will be gone tomorrow. Mock is going to be with our friend Chad. My husband has major surgery tomorrow. So I would appreciate your prayers for him.
Yes.
And then I will be back on Thursday. So you guys have fun.
Thursday will be a late show.
Thursday will be a late show. It's going to be
probably need to
it'll
say
be
that
2 hours later than it usually is. So it'll be 3 hours later than it usually is. Is that right? So 10 Central, 11 Eastern. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Because I will have to pick him up from the hospital, drop kid. There's just going to be a lot of driving. I'm basically a single parent this week after he has his surgery. So it's going to be a tough week.
So mark your calendars for Thursday, especially that 11 a.m. will be our show start time just for that day. And then everything will go back to normal.
Right. Well, Friday, it may be late too.
Friday's not going to be late. It's just going to be with Chad again.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be with Chad. I'm sorry. I forgot. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's my bad. Yeah.
You have a lot going on.
I have a lot going on this week. Yeah. So just, so Friday will be a normal show just without me. Tomorrow will be a normal show without me. And then Thursday will be a late show with me. So anyways, you guys, I will see you on Thursday. You guys have fun with them tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.